Welcome back, everybody. On deck today for review is the Elzetta Bravo. Relatively new design from Elzetta. Cranking out 650 lumens. We're going to go ahead and do some more shooting here today and then do some nighttime testing compared to a couple other flashlights. Talk about some of the features of it, just the quality that it really is, and I'll try to demonstrate that throughout the video as well. But that's what's coming up today on the Mr. Guns and Gear channel. Time for the beam comparison. What we're going to be using to compare it to is the old standard Maglight l.e.d flashlight. This one here is a 104 lumen l.e.d model, and we're going to use the Inforce, a 9BX, another good American light that I've tested in the past. This one here is rated to 300 lumens, and of course the Bravo. Here you see the Maglight that we saw earlier in the video. It's a little bit windy out here. I apologize if that's coming across there on the camera. And here is the difference there with the Bravo. You can see a huge difference. There's the Bravo. You can see a good spill all the way around. Nice wide hot spot. That shack there is about 25 meters away, and that fence out there is about 35, just to give you a frame of reference. So again, Maglight, old school l.e.d that you just saw, and then the Bravo. Very, very big difference in terms of illumination. Here's the Inforce light you just saw inside. You can see the Inforce is a modern LED light, so it's putting out a pretty good output. Nice white hot spot, good throw. But there's the Bravo. You can see the difference there. 600 lumens. That excellent Elzetta reflector that you see there definitely lights things up a little bit better, or actually a good bit better, I should say, than that Inforce. Inforce over here, Elzetta over here. Time to get in some of the basic overview of the light. On the outside here is a 6061 Type 3 hard anodized light. The Bravo model here is putting out 650 lumens. The Charlie model, which uses 3 cells instead of 2, is a 900 lumen output. That's rated on the FL1 scale. The Bravo is rated for a runtime of 1.5 hours. The Charlie's a little bit longer than that. Very durable surface here on the outside with that Type 3 hard anodizing over that aluminum. Speaking of durability, the Bravo and the Charlie both have fully potted electronics, as you'd expect from Elzetta, meaning you can just beat the crap out of these things. The electronics in there will not be damaged due to that potting. So you guys have seen folks hammer nails with these. These lights are no exception. Continuing in the Elzetta tradition, you could absolutely do that and they would hold up just fine. I am not going to do it on mine though. But they have a reputation as the toughest flashlights on the planet, and from everything I've seen from them, they are, no doubt about it. So the lens here is something different from what you've seen on a lot of flashlights out there. You look in there and you'll notice, if we can get it, I'll roll in some pictures, but you can notice there's no reflector in there. It is a solid acrylic lens, 32mm lens, and it's field replaceable, so just let me show you that here. Twist it off, you pull it out, and there is your acrylic lens. Now, they are making a model that has a little bit floodier beam pattern, so if you're looking for that, they will be coming out soon. I'm not sure if they're on the market yet, but look for them. They'll be out soon. Notice in there is grease in all the seals. There's O-ring sealed as well. Grease in the threads, excuse me. And it goes back on, tighten it down, and you're back in business. Now, the acrylic lens is kind of a neat thing. Most lights, as I said, are going to have reflectors. We'll go ahead and show you why that acrylic lens is kind of a special thing. So it has a one-piece acrylic lens. What benefit is that to you? So take a look here at this light. And as soon as my camera focuses, what you'll see there is you'll see the edges on the beams of the light. You'll see the edge on the hot spot, the surrounding spot, and that's because of those reflectors. They give you those sharp edges. Take a look here at the Elzetta. This is the output that you're getting out of the Elzetta, and what you'll notice is there are no hard edges. That's because of that acrylic lens. One piece of acrylic lens, so you don't get those edges. You get a more blended hot spot, surrounding hot spot, and then wide flood. And the advantage to you is that if you have it on a weapon or something like that, you're going to be much less likely to get tunnel vision, and you'll have a wider perceived area of focus that's lit up. One thing that's great about the Elzetta flashlights is that they're modular. So if you have one of the older ones that didn't come with this high output head, you can go ahead and just put your high output head on that one. And they are sold separately over at Elzetta's website. And you can get the output that we're currently getting here with the beam shot and all that stuff that we've already discussed. So modular design, which is fantastic. Different tail caps. This one here, as I'll show you in a moment, has both the momentary on and the strobe function. But there are a ton of different tail caps out there, a ton of different heads. This one here is non-crenellated, but they do have a crenellated one as well. I believe there's something like 96 different configurations in terms of how you want to actually set your light up, depending on which tail cap, head, body, etc. that you want to go with. When you order the flashlight, it comes with 2 batteries, a bunch of extra O-rings should you ever need extras. I can't imagine that you would, but should you need some, it does come with extras. It also comes pre-lubricated with Maglight 55, both on the tail cap and up at the head. There are also springs at the tail cap and the head, so that way it's shock resistant. I mean, you can mount this thing on just about any kind of weapon you'd ever want, and you're not going to have any sort of momentary flashing. Operation, like I mentioned earlier on this one, is momentary on and strobe. So momentary on, when you have it turned all the way so it's tightened down, you just press the tail cap, get your momentary on, turn it about a quarter turn, and it'll go to strobe mode. And then if you turn it a little bit more, 1 full rotation, it will lock it out, so that way you're not going to have any negligent discharges if you're, say, transporting a light like to the range or something like that. You're not going to be wasting your battery while it's in your range bag. Both the new Bravo and Charlie with that high output head come with what's called ABS technology. What that stands for, I have no idea. But what it is it's what the engineers over at Elzetta came up with, basically to keep it at a high output level for a long time without really having a ton of heat. Some of these high output flashlights will almost burn your hand when you touch them. This one's not the case. It will get a little warm for sure with 650 lumens, but it stays extremely well regulated. And if you take a look, I'll put a link below, but the output of this light, the optical curve of it for how long it stays at the rated lumens versus other lights on the market before it starts to fall off is fantastic. There's a review over another set. I'll put a link to it below so you guys can check it out. I normally don't link to other people's review, but this guy has equipment that I don't have to test the lumens and all that stuff in the output, but it's worth checking out. Excellent review, and as you'd expect, the lights come out extremely well in the review because the technology behind these lights is really just fantastic and groundbreaking. With those O-rings and the grease, the lights are obviously waterproof as well, as you can see here in the test in the corner. To what depth, I'm not entirely sure, but I can tell you, shaking it up here in the shaker, that's a lot of pressure getting on there, and no water whatsoever has seeped in. I neglected to mention a couple things. First up is going to be weight. It comes in at 6.2 ounces with the batteries. It's also priced at right around $205, depending on what model you get, in terms of do you want a crenellated bezel, what tail cap, all that stuff. But it's all over at Elzetta's website, so you guys can check that out. I'll put a link below as well. So relatively expensive, but for what you get a US made light. It's designed in the US, made in the US, 100%, no parts imported from overseas, and it is simply the nicest flashlight I've ever put in my hands. Everything about it is nice. When you turn anything on it, it feels smooth, nice. The output's nice. As you guys saw, good output, excellent efficiency with that new high output head. Every switch feels tight, feels good, positive actuation, good knurling. I mean, honestly, like I said, it's the nicest light I've ever felt, ever used, and it's damn near bomb-proof and has Elzetta's excellent warranty behind it. But all in all, guys, I mean, really, I don't think I could pay it a higher compliment. I really, really like this light. But if you guys have any questions about this, if I missed anything in the review that you have a question on, post below in the comments section. You guys can also reach me over at my Facebook page, post comments or questions there. But as always, guys, thanks for watching, thanks for subscribing, and hope to see you in the next video.